Guess who's back? Thanks for joining me today on this episode of Global Sampling. Today we are going to be talking about Brazil. The country of Brazil covers 3 time zones, while the capital of Brazil, Brasilia, is actually located in the Atlantic time zone, which is about an hour ahead of us here in Cincinnati. When you're thinking about languages in South America, your probably mind automatically goes to Spanish. Well, in most cases, you're probably right, except when you go to Brazil. Brazil's national language is actually Portuguese, so you want to make sure you translate accordingly when you're doing surveys there. But just like if you're translating to French in Canada and you need to use the Canadian French, make sure you're using Brazilian Portuguese instead of the European Portuguese. And when it comes to communication styles, people in Brazil are very expressive when they communicate, and they use a lot of emotion in it as well. When it comes to data privacy in Brazil, they, like many other countries, have their own data privacy law. It is LDPR. And since I don't speak Portuguese, I'm not going to try to pronounce this and insult our Portuguese friends. Let's talk a little bit about culture in Brazil. One thing to keep in mind when you're getting ready to do any study in Brazil is that the class system is very prevalent. So with that, that actually limits the different educational or employment opportunities that people may have depending on which class they're in. Another aspect of Brazilian culture is that it is multi-generational in terms of their households. So you might see up to 3 different generations living in a single household. Another one is around the economy. They were hit very hard with the 2016 economic downturn and have struggled to recover. So be careful when you're asking questions about income, because you might be getting different results than in other areas because of going back to the multi-generational households and how they're looking at their household income. Keeping that in mind, when you're looking for incentives for your Brazilian respondents, try not to do cash, because they view that as treasure, and it's not very prevalent in their society to give out cash incentives. Lastly, some topics to avoid, like in a lot of areas, try to avoid politics, religion, and specifically for Brazil, talk around poverty. There's a couple of holidays you want to be aware of when you're getting ready to survey Brazil. The first one is Carnival, which is the week leading up to Ash Wednesday, similar to Mardi Gras, and then also Festiva Junia, which actually lasts the entire month of June. Thanks for joining us today on Global Sampling. If you have any questions or need help with any study in Brazil or any other country, feel free to reach out to us and visit our website at emi-rs.com.